Hey everyone, this is Jan, and you're watching a little daily indie game dev update for Sunday the 12th of July 2026. And yesterday I had a thought, because Friday I decided to have a bit of fun and I made this one. I made a new piece of UI. I found a very cute little asset on itch.io with different game controllers, and so I attempted to animate them, and going about it the long, laborious way rather than the obvious quick way that he set up his files, as one does. And I kind of liked it and I kind of don't. Like, on the one hand, I like this because I put the work in, of course, and I have to separate myself from that. Like, I like it, and yet the pixelated button I had before fit in better than this. And it doesn't mean this can't work, but I started having ideas like, well, what if I give the player the option to choose their own controller that pops up on screen? And then what if I add something to it, like vine overgrowing the controller so that it fits in with the theme of the game, with the artwork of the game, even though the controller is obviously a bit more fine. And then all of a sudden it hit me, and it's a different kind of art that I have in mind. Quickly opened up Unreal Engine here. So this is for the prompt, and then before it would prompt using the HUD, and now I bypass that. And I have installed an enum for sizes. That works, like right here. And then thinking ahead into the future, I have an enum for all the different kinds of controllers I would like, and I'm going to put that in, right? But first we start only with the PlayStation 5, and then there's a little bit of adjustment, offset, for the different sizes that you may choose so that it fits a bit better and doesn't take up the whole screen when you go extra large. So let's have a quick look. Very simple. There it is on screen, prompting me. Push that button. I like it. I just have this nagging feeling something could be a bit better, especially when you walk by, right? Like, let's say you walk by and there's like two different hints here, and like you keep having this controller on. Like, maybe just have a circle for the 4 buttons would be better. That's my first train of thought, besides the other one, which is something that fits in a bit better with the art and the rest of the game, right? So just for fun, let me just show you one more. Set this to extra large, compile. I feel like everything is just getting slower, but that's what happens when you dump everything in one humongous event graph, I suppose. All right, there we go. How do you like this one? I think there's something I have to do here. Yeah. I think it's good to have these settings. This is my first step towards an option screen, I think, so that the player can set those settings and change them on the fly. It's a bit more UI. It's nice and chunky, right? Someone likes it. Huh? When I go, okay, one more. When I go, where is that? The choice is made here. We go here, we go. So let me show you. Just one more. Tiny, right? Notice that, especially PC players, maybe because they're sitting like me right now at a desk much closer to the screen, so it's a lot easier for them to read things off the screen when it's super tiny. As someone who prefers to play on console, I find it very annoying that sometimes I can't make it large enough to make it legible from the couch. So, or there's just tons of information and it's all like, right? So I like giving the player these options, but right now what I don't like is that, like, when I'm looking at the player and when I look over there, like, I notice a shift in focus in my eyes, and it's really because the gamepad is like, it's tiny, but it's also very fine because it's the same image, it's just shrunk down, right? And the resolution of your screen handles it fine, but the resolution of the art is pixel art. And so I feel like, though this is fine and it's working right now, I feel like it would be better if I redraw it, and so that the pixels of the art fit in with the pixels of the tile map behind. That was my one train of thought. And then the other one is, I just remembered I need a picture. Okay, let's just remember what I was actually doing before I started recording. Let's make it medium or large. Let's make it medium. We take a quick screenshot. There we go. Shift Command 3. There we go. Cancel the game. Can I edit from here? Yes. Crop. We don't need the whole thing. Let's see if we can line it up a little bit. A tile. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So now I need my thought about what came to me yesterday. What came to me yesterday, the following. Let me just quickly go back in game. Let me just quickly see if I can get that on camera here, and if this is already working. See that? Mind away. See him reading not his smartphone, but crystal ball. That right there, this right here, this is it. Look, so on the one hand, this is what I worked on Friday. and it is not complete, and I want to finish it just to have it with like different controllers, and I want to redo all of the animations because I made really chunky animations and that doesn't work, and like there's that. So there's that train of, and on the other hand, I'm thinking, yeah, but I'm gonna put in all that work, and actually it doesn't work, doesn't fit in with the art, except at certain sizes, and it doesn't quite fit in with the theme or lore of the game. And then I remember this, like, so he uses a crystal ball, and ideally I should only have this right here, only these 4 buttons on screen instead of a whole controller. So what if he holds up the crystal ball, right? Pops up. So where the controller is right now, the character's hand will pop up holding the crystal ball. And in it are the 4 buttons blinking with the hint. And that's the suggestion the crystal ball is making. That would fit in. It would take the controller and the UI and bring it into the game's world, theme, and lore, all that. This got me excited because this, I think, I'm onto it. This is the right idea. So is that going to work? Should we then stop this whole train of thought, making a process, making all these controllers, which would be a lot of work? I think we should just put it on a sidetrack. Like, it would be a nice to have, it would be fun, especially in when you're in the options menu, to see it like that. And we're back. Okay, let me just show you what I got going. We've been working on the prompt, and there it is in game. And then the text comes up. You can walk away. I also added the back button just to make it go away. It keeps coming in, but just, you know, like if you're just standing somewhere, you don't want it on screen, you can just make it go away, do it, and then you can try and puzzle your way out of this. So if we just go out very quickly and we set this one to say extra large pile. Quite fond of this one as well. Nice and chunky, you know. All of them have their own individual offset that I'm quite happy with. This might, well, since it's attached to the camera, I guess with different screen sizes and everything, it should be okay, but something to test for. So I showed you extra large, large. Let's just go to medium for a second. This is all in preparation for an option screen and a nice little diversion. See, like I feel like this is still big enough for my peripheral vision. Like, quickly look there. What do you guys think? I think this, instead of having the PlayStation one, perfectly serviceable, but it just doesn't fit the theme of the game, but it works. So I think what I'm going to do is like, I'm just going to like have these side jobs. One of them is going to be making the choice of pad and the UI sizes all configurable from a menu, and then the player can decide for themselves, but this needs to become its own actor so that it's separate from the player. I can take all that code out of the player into its own little bubble. That would be best. And then the default is going to be what I want for the game, which is of course the hand with the crystal ball thing. But if people are like, I really want to see my controller, because I know I feel that way sometimes, like especially like when I play on a Mac with Xbox or PlayStation controller, yeah, I would really appreciate like seeing the correct buttons on screen, the correct prompts. So options, progress. I have to get back to my data tables, finishing up the dialogue. It's almost Monday. All right, catch you guys in the next one.